Auto insurance can all seem the same until it comes time to use it. So don't get stuck paying more for less coverage. Switch to USAA Auto Insurance and you could start saving money in no time. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
USAA.
You're the perfect blend of elegance and style, and your ride should be no different. The 2024 Hyundai Sonata Hybrid meets all your needs, from business to brunch and everywhere in between. With head-turning details like a sleek front end, plus stylish interior, and an available 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster and seamless tech integration. Okay, Hyundai. Visit HyundaiUSA.com to learn more about the new 2024 Hyundai Sonata Hybrid.
Hilton brings you new ways to stay, with experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Out here, there's no one way of doing things. No unwritten rules. And no shortage of adventure. Because out here, the only requirement is having fun. Bank of America invites kids 6 to 18 to golf with us. For a limited time, sign them up for a free 1-year membership, giving them access to discounted tee times at thousands of courses. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/golf with us. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America. Restrictions apply. See BofA.com/golf with us for complete details. Copyright 2025 Bank of America Corporation.
It's time for my final preview and predictions for the Eagles and the NFL draft. Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is, covering news, notes, and opinions on your Philadelphia Eagles right here on the Eagles Pin Pull Podcast Network. I'm your host, Phil Stifle. You can find me hosting Trending in the AM Monday through Friday on the STT Sports Network. I also have a live draft show. I got it linked below. Just click the YouTube link in the description and subscribe to my channel. Just past 500 subscribers. The march to 1,000 is on. I greatly appreciate any support from the people that listen to this every morning, supporting the YouTube channel as I continue to grow that as well, guys. And it is Thursday, the 24th of April, and it is night one of the NFL draft. There probably won't be a show tomorrow recapping their first round selection if they make one, as I'll be up late streaming live all night long for the draft. But we will work on maybe some extra content this weekend recapping the draft. So stay tuned on that. So we've done all the research. You've heard all the mock drafts. You've heard all the top 30 visits. We know everything that Howie thinks and how Howie acts. So what are the Philadelphia Eagles going to do this weekend? I'm going to give you my predictions on how this is going to play out. First and foremost, I'm going to give you some thoughts on round one. And I think Howie Roseman will be aggressive and trade up in round one. For who and how far up, it determines how the draft board plays out. We saw the way last year's draft played out with all the offensive players going, very quickly in the draft, leaving people like Quinion Mitchell and Terran Arnold and the defensive cornerbacks on the board pretty late in the first round, given the Eagles' opportunities there. Howie Roseman himself has said he is a very aggressive person in his nature, especially on draft day, and he loves to trade. And I'm just going to joke around here and say, over-under, I'm setting at 3.5 trades for the draft of the Eagles. I would say over. I have 4 trades that the Eagles are going to make this weekend, maybe 5. But if the board plays out the way I expect it to play out, I fully expect the Eagles' number one target and most likely outcome in the first round to be Walter Nolan, defensive tackle Ole Miss, who will step in immediately and be that focal point, filling in for Milton Williams, along with Moro Ojomo. And stay tuned, because I think there's going to be another trade. Why I named those 2 names that he is going to be slotted in, rotating with next to Jalen Carter and not somebody else. Other names to keep an eye on: Derek Carman slipping, James Pierce slipping, and Maxwell Hairston, the cornerback out of Kentucky, seems to be picking up a lot of steam in social media amongst the experts, so to speak, and the beat reporters. If they stay pat at pick 32 and Maxwell Hairston is there is a significant opportunity for them to get a starting right corner to replace Darius Slay and then continue to use Keely Ringo as a depth piece, maybe a trade. I don't know. We'll see. But my expectation, my guess is the Eagles will try their best to move up as cheaply as possible from 32 up to something like 26, 27, 28, and draft Walter Nolan. That's my expectation. Walter Nolan 1, James Pierce 2, Derek Harmon 3, Maxwell Hairston 4. That's how I expect round 1 of the draft to go. Round 2 of the draft is the first place where something questionable can happen. Now, I think that how that first round goes also dictates round 2. But I think at pick 64 in round 2, if they stay pat there, because I could see them trading out of the first pick as well and having multiple second-round picks. But I think their top goal, their top target in the second round is Georgia guard Tate Ratledge. And if we end up walking away in the first 2 rounds with Walter Nolan and Tate Ratledge, I'd be stoked. We'd have a starting defensive tackle and a starting right guard immediately from day one, which would be fantastic for the Eagles and their plans going forward, not just in 2025, but in 2026. I think there is a slight chance that Kevin Winston Jr. is in play at safety from Penn State, despite him having an injury last year. So Kevin Winston Jr. would be the second best chance for me. Now, despite taking Tate Ratledge in round 2, I still think their top target in round 3 is William & Mary offensive tackle Charles Grant, someone to develop from a small school program to eventually replace Lane Johnson 2 to 3 years from now, plus also give you depth on that offensive line for injuries and whatnot. Keep an eye on Jalen Reed, originally projected to be a 4th rounder. If they don't get Winston, if they don't get Malachi Starks, who I didn't even mention in the first round, safety is still a concern. And Jalen Reed was somebody they brought in. He is going to be someone that's not going to be around by pick 134 or even 120 like originally projected. He's going to be somebody that goes in that 90 to 105 range. They brought him in. I love his game. I think him with bringing in someone like Justin Simmons as a holdover, kind of a trainee, is an excellent idea. But I think through the first 3 rounds, it's Walter Nolan, Tate Ratledge, and Charles Grant if they stay pat where they're at or make minor adjustments. Round 4, especially if they do not get Charles Grant in round 3, Anthony Belton, North Carolina State tackle, is somebody I expect them to go after. And if they don't go offensive line again because they went in rounds 2 and 3, then that's where the safety comes in. Malachi Moore, Alabama safety, that's what they'll do. So if it's Tate Ratledge and Charles Grant, then Moore from Alabama safety will be the pick. If they take Winston or Jalen Reed in round 2 or 3, Anthony Belton will be the pick there. I know a few people like Danny Stuntsman there in the 4th round, but that's that. Round 5, I'm just going to give you 5 names. They have 4 picks. They're not taking 4 5th rounders. Actually, I don't think they have any 5th rounders when it's all said and done. In the trades I'm going to get into, I expect them to trade 2 of those picks to move back up into the 4th round and 2 of those picks to pick up a 6th and 7th round pick, later in the draft, because there are a couple names that they like that'll be around late, in the 5th, early in the 6th, into the 7th round. Those names being Jaden Blue, the running back from Texas, and Colby King, the linebacker from Penn State. But I'm going to give you 3 other names that I've been monitoring and I like. Jonah Moenheim, USC offensive lineman. I just say offensive lineman because this guy's got experience playing center, guard, and tackle. He projects mostly to be a guard in the NFL, in my opinion, but he's a guy that I think they love flexibility at positions. He's a guy I like. Seth McLaughlin, he's a center, projects as a guard as well. Just a little insurance policy maybe for Cam Jurgens. I don't know. And Elijah Roberts, defensive tackle from SMU, is a name to keep an eye on. He was brought in for a top 30 visit. And, he was actually one guy that a few months ago was projected to go in like the 2nd or 3rd round. He's fallen down the draft boards, but that's something that I think would work out. But I think if we end up coming away with Walter Nolan, Tate Ratledge, Charles Grant, and say Malachi Moore from Alabama with the first 4 rounds, I'm stoked. Now, there is the trades. I think that there's going to be at a minimum 4 trades. I do believe at some point this weekend, Dallas Goedert gets traded. They are not drafting a tight end in this draft, but you're going to get a 5th rounder next year with some kind of a condition tacked on that it could turn into a 4th rounder for Dallas Goedert. I think they make, like I said, 2 trades with 5th round picks, 1 to move up, 1 to move down. And here's a shocker. if they come away with Walter Nolan, and this is why I said Walter Nolan stepping in alongside filling in for Milton Williams with Moro Jomo to rotate next to Jalen Carter, they're going to trade on day 2 or day 3 Jordan Davis. They haven't picked up his 5th-year option. They haven't given him an extension yet. Jordan Davis is my shocker this draft weekend. He will not be an Eagle after this weekend. That's my bold prediction for the draft. But I think we're going to come away with 2 defensive linemen, 2 or 3 offensive linemen, a safety or a cornerback, and that's about it. I know he's going to be super aggressive. I think we are going to be pleasantly surprised come Monday morning with how this Eagles team looks. We'll see if I'm right. Tune into the Trending in the AM next week, or tune into the Trending in the AM or STT Sports Network draft show on Thursday night. I got it linked below. Let me know what you think of these predictions, if I'm close or not. But everybody have a great draft weekend. It's exciting time. It's exciting time for the Eagles. Go Birds, and bubbles up.
That's your money saying it's time for a McDonald's run. Because with new McValue at McDonald's, you get more than you expect. Like buy a 6-piece McNuggets and add a McChicken for just $1. Your money says let's go. Get more than you expect with new McValue. Prices and participation may vary. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Uh-oh. The last cookie.
You can get a new box of cookies in as fast as an hour with Walmart Express Delivery.
Are you my guilty self-conscience?
No, I'm the voice offering you promo code EXPRESS for free delivery on your first order.
Hey, who ate my cookies?
You mean, these cookies?
Order now. Welcome to your Walmart. Promotion valid for first express delivery order. $50 minimum subject to availability. Restrictions apply.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
My cat Freddie loves to be brushed and cuddled. But stirring up his cat allergens meant sneezing and itchy eyes. Then I found Purina One Live Clear. It's cat food that reduced the major allergen and my suffering in as little as 21 days. Now, we feel closer than ever. If you have issues with cat allergens, you really need to try Purina One Live Clear.
Try new Purina One Live Clear today. Purina One, a difference from day one.
Hello, Nigel here. I couldn't help noticing that you're still awake. Now, I'm an owl. I'm supposed to be up at night. But you need your sleep. So if it's your allergy symptoms that are keeping you up, here's a word to the wise. Try Xyzal. You see, Xyzal works fast to relieve sneezing, runny nose, itchy watery eyes, and itchy nose and throat. And it keeps going strong for 24 hours, so you can get your sleep and wake up refreshed and ready for a productive day ahead. Be wise, all. Take Xyzal at night. Use as directed. Starts working in 45 minutes.